We're recording live. Vlogcasting from the Pacific Northwest. It's Thursday, July 13th, 10:35 p.m. My name is Skull, and I'm joined by Jay.
Hi.
On this show, we talk about NBA basketball, anti-capitalism, America, our
Service
personal lives,
industry.
yeah, the service industry, decompressing after work. Um, so, want to continue to check in with y'all. So, thank you for all the great feedback we've been getting. Um, you can become, part of the Republic. Uh, just go ahead and tell your friends too. We've got a lot of advertisers coming, so stay tuned. We're thinking about a different subscription model, and you know, we're stacking cash doing this podcast. So we're very grateful. Thank you. Um,
Thanks to viewers like you.
yeah, thank you. So we've listened to an episode. We recorded this one episode. It's like 20 minutes long, and then we've listened to it twice now. And we're on the grind. We're committed to the crafts. And yeah, it's 2023. Some people have to have multiple different side hustles, in order to be really rich like us. Mostly from the podcast, but we have other jobs too. Um, Prep cook, dishwasher, um, volunteer dishwasher. What else we got? Fiber artist, photo processing, um, caretaker. You gotta have lots of hustles going. Bartending, serving. Um, so, yeah,
Chauffeur.
OnlyFans. Um, right? There's different ways. Professional, abstract artist selling pieces of art, original, and
Yeah.
prints and whatever.
Right.
You know,
Artist.
um, so there's lots of different hustles and different work that people do. Professional gamer. Um, there's lots of them, thousands and thousands, right? So, um, not full time. Now that the professional gaming makes some money that's like vacation money, whatever. Um, the podcast obviously is like how I'm able to own lots of buildings and stuff. Um, but we talk about anti-capitalism on this show. What else you got?
So, yeah, we're very much like anti capitalist, but we do exist in this capitalist society. So, through that, we must survive. And I'm sure we've talked about something like this before, but about going feral. I don't think we're so committed that we would go feral. Somehow find a route to be completely separate from capitalism.
Right.
We exist through that and we're products of capitalism. I don't know. It's fucked up. We're used as tools to create other people's wealth or whatever. Um and I think that this kind of hits on our the one this one episode that Skull was talking about, that we just listened to twice, where we kind of get into unionizing. How do we, um, I don't know, recognize our humanity and bring it around? We are creating the wealth, we are creating the products, we should also benefit from all of that, and we're not. So let's I don't know.
Why can't
I'm
we do
trying to
things that are bad
rally.
for business? Like if I wanted to say, hey, we want everybody at this coffee shop to join the coffee shop union, right? The industry, whatever that industry is, however you're organizing your union. Can we do a demonstration on the sidewalk or whatever? Now it's like it has a parking lot. Where is the area? Is it so far away that you're not impacting their business at all? because then you're not really making a statement. Like I want to impact someone's business by like boycotting it. You know, people aren't going to do it because they're sympathetic to a union. They are in their habit of stopping at that coffee shop, um, you know, and as part of the routine or whatever. So
because it's on their way to work,
it's on their way to
because it's on
work,
their
right?
way
It has a
from
parking lot,
picking up their children
right?
or whatever.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, right.
So like, they're if they see a protest that's, you know, 100 feet away on the corner of that intersection, they don't give a shit. They're like, "Fuck you, losers," is what most people, or just like, I don't have time for that, is what whatever 90% of people going about their day. And so, how do you impact someone's business in a way that like, hey, let's actually like organize and unionize? It's really hard because doing any of that is illegal. If you can't like block people from walking in the door, you can't like even, I don't know. I don't, if you're sick, I don't want to harass someone, but can I, the way people do it at abortion clinics where they're like, hey, I've got this pamphlet right as you're trying to like walk through this gate, you know, why can't we do that at a place we're trying to organize for like a labor union? Um,
Well, a lot of that happens like internally. You can't unionize on company time, and you can't organize on company time. Um, but I mean, other than that, like you can just like gather your people, get them hyped, rally them.
so in this episode, we were talking about like I, as a tipped person, don't want to organize that one thing. I think the rest of restaurants, you know, like kitchen staff should be paid more, and maybe take that out of the labor that you have the way it is here in Washington, something like that. But kitchen should be paid more. Everyone should be paid. You know, everybody who's not like able to afford, you know, decent, fairly convenient housing. Um, I think we talk about coercion. I don't know if it's coercion or not, but the norm being very car dependent still in America in 2023. I, you know, it's not a battle that I like. Right, we're talking about going feral on one end. What about just not having a car or like being car dependent?
I'm not.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people aren't.
Some people aren't. Yeah, but it again, that's I think you're in a
And
tiny minority of people.
well, I mean, I think it depends on the landscape, though, too, on their like local geography and their city planning. Like some people just have no other choice.
I think most people have like pretty long commutes.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, that they drive. Like I know some people have
I
like
agree.
subways in their cities,
Mhm.
um, and I think that like there are very few people who walk. You know, if you take the spectrum of like ultra long commute, you know, I don't know what that number is, 2 hours plus. Um, you know, medium commute might be, I don't know. I wonder what the median commute is. There's lots of research that we should do before some of these podcasts or after that we said we are gonna. But you know, stay tuned. We'll look up some of this stuff. I did it once a long time ago. I did all this research before episodes and like have statistics and like sources and stuff.
We're getting into a routine, and if y'all like are absolutely like set on us like doing the research and like whatever, want us to follow up on it because we're a little bit spacey sometimes and we forget what we're doing and what we want to do. And
We're keeping
yeah,
this casual too.
this is
you know.
casual, but if you want us to like follow up, like, you know, go back to something and explore it more or whatever, like, please, you know, send us a comment or whatever, and we'll get back to it. But yeah, I mean, right now we're like intending to do some research on commutes and stuff
Commute
like that.
times, yeah, median
Yeah.
commute time. Is it 40 minutes each way?
I don't know.
You know, that seems like a lot of time, car time and stress, and like
It
people
depends on
drive
the
crazy
area.
sometimes, and like, you know, it's all part of life. I think that I come to a lot on this show is like it's just another thing that you have to deal with, and it's part of the reality. But the car culture thing, spreading people out, like it's very inefficient. It's not. It is a result of capitalism, it's another negative result of capitalism. I don't, the fact that we're products of it is not great. I use the word like consumerist, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to you know,
Yeah.
theoretically, I like believe in anarchy
But like
truly,
forced to be a consumer.
but well, not even for. I mean, it is a choice. Like, it's not my first choice, but I'm an American consumerist. I was born and raised that, and as an adult, yes, I could go live in the woods. I could. You could be more punk about it. I could dumpster dive. I could like not spend money on any products. You know what I mean? Like live in a punk house and just have like use whatever thrift store or free box stuff. Not even thrift store. And not pay for food and all of that and like use food stamps, but just not like shop and consume in that same way and not view possessions like any possessions as like sentimental, like it's all just utility. Train hopping type folks. I don't know if that's something I want to like try to get into at this point in my life, train hopping itself, but and maybe having a bank account, like still consuming. It's not that we can get out of consuming, but consumption happened before capitalism, and I think consumption can happen like without it being coerced by the government. I think it just people eat, people like I had a beer class today. For you listeners paying attention, you'll recognize that it's a Thursday. And the oldest brewery I was telling you, like this, it's from 1080. So like, they had all different kinds of weird government stuff, but they were probably just independent from the beginning. Like some, I don't know how the hierarchy worked. Some German guy who had more rocks or something to build a building, or like, was the strongest rock thrower that could be like, this nice water part of this stream is mine. I don't know. That's what people did in like medieval times, right? Throw rocks at each other. Um, but I don't know that there was like a hierarchical government that was like, we're doing research to find out how to make good beer. But they had beer like way back when, and so their products being created and consumed. Like where's this guy getting his rock? He's probably using like some kind of credit system, money, gold coins. I don't know, rocks that symbolize money to trade for the rocks to throw at people. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I do feel like most people, and myself included, however we feel about democracy, however we feel about socialism or capitalism, like we buy stuff. We go to whatever, the coffee shop. And so, how do you, if you're not allowed to like disrupt a business, um, operations, I guess you have to get those people, right? Like you said, it's got to be internal. It's got to be like, hey, we're talking to everybody about this. We're having weekly meetings, outside of work, someplace else, and like we really want to unionize, and we want everybody on board. And if you're not on board, like we want to negotiate with you to get you on board, and just let you know that like we all really want you to be in this union. Um, the Taft-Hartley Act of 1947 is the one that says, or no, that's the one that says you can't um, charge dues to people if they don't want to join the union. So that like everyone can just be like, yes, I do want to work at this Starbucks, and I don't want to join the union. I don't want to pay the union dues. I'll negotiate for myself, you know, with this corporation, and um, they don't have to pay the dues, but they get the union benefits. They get the higher wages that come from the unionized Starbucks. They get the safer workspace, the better schedule, whatever, more considerate scheduling, whatever benefits that the union's able to negotiate. You can't collect dues from those people if they don't want to pay them. So how do you get those people out too? If you're saying, hey, we're organized, we don't even have a union yet, and this person doesn't want to join, what do? Whack them in the knee with a baseball bat.
You think so?
I mean, I would not call that anarchist. That's like, definitely like oppressing someone in a way, creating a hierarchy, attacker versus victim. dominating someone in a way. So yeah, that would not be the anarchist answer. Whack them in the knees. But I don't know what it would be, because then I'm sure they have rights about not being discriminated against with the schedule, for example. Because the whole system is geared towards not having unions. Anyway, you want to wrap it up? Are we done?
Yeah, are you done?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're feeling done?
All right. Take us out.
Republic Today. republictoday.net. Thanks, everyone.